Morning to my sons and daughters. Today we are moving on to the new topic Maharishi Devendranath Tagore. Before going into Maharishi Devendranath Tagore, once again we can recap about Raja Ram Mohan Roy. I said already he was born in 1872 in a Bengal in a Brahmana Varuna family. I be born. He had been educated. He learned English, French, Latin, Greek later on only. Happiness, Raja Ram Mohan Roy wrote. First, he was called as a modern Indian by Gopalakishan Gokhale. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was given the title of Raja by Akbar, the Mughal emperor, who sent him to England to represent him. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was a polyglot. What by polyglot? Polyglot, polyglot. Having several languages, knowing several languages, that means also called as an Hebrew languages. That means regional languages means Hebrew languages. Polyglot means knowing several languages. He was professional in Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic, English, Bengali, and Hindi. Roy opposed the idol worship and orthodox rituals of Hinduism. As said before, he is against the idolatry, idol worship, and he followed the monotheism. That's only one God is there. He championed the scientific temper. What is by scientific temper? The scientific method, and forced a backlash for his views. What is the backlash? Strong in his views. He was very strong in his views. He championed scientific temper, that means scientific method, and forced a backlash for his views. That means strong views he had. Roy translated the Vedas and Upanishads into Bengali, Hindi, and into English. Wrote summaries and treatises on them. Treatises, treatises on them. That means treatise means working, dealing formally and systematically in a subject. In this book, he wrote all the things about what is happening, what is against. He started India's first English medium school in Kolkata in 1861. Later it came to known as Anglo-Hindu School. In 1828, Roy formed Brahma Samaj. Raja Ram Mohan Roy vowed to oppose Sati. Why he opposed to Sati, because after his sister-in-law died by jumping into the pyre of his brother Jagmohan in 1811. That's why Raja Ram Mohan Roy was opposed Sati, and he wanted to abolish the Sati, because William Bentinck abolished with the influence of Raja Ram Mohan Roy in 1829. But because his sister-in-law died by jumping into the pyre of his brother, Jagmohan named his brother in 1811, and Raja Ram Mohan Roy formed Amity Sabha in a group thread, discussed and deleted to the essence of religion. He often called as an Indian Renaissance. Why? What is the meaning of Renaissance? Rebirth and freedom fighter. Gopalakishan Gokhale, a great moderate in India, called Roy the father of modern India. When in 1829 he visited England as an unofficial representative of titular king of head of the Roy also led campaign against the child marriage, Parda system. In the Muslims used to know the Parda system, dowry, corruption, and polygamy. He died of meningitis in Bristol on September 27, 1833. Meningitis means he had been affected by a fever. The Unitarians in Bristol in United Kingdom also follow the policy of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So only especially King William IV accepted liked Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And last time before his death, the Unitarian friends caretaken Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He is buried at Amos Vale Army, Amos Vale ceremony have been held in Amos Vale in Bristol is a place where the buried name is called Amos Vale when a mausoleum slats of the day. Next we move on to the topic again to the Raja Ram Mohan Roy. You doesn't know. We move on to the topic of Devendranath Tagore. Already I said who is Maharishi Devendranath Tagore. He is the great poet of father of Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is the sixth son of Devendranath Tagore. Devendranath Tagore had 14 children. After the death of Ram Mohan Roy, that's means Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja is the name, is the title given by the ruler of the Delhi during the time the Mughal Emperor Akbar. Devendranath Tagore, 1817. We move on to the introduction of Devendranath Tagore, father of a great poet, Rabindranath Tagore. And after the death of Raja Ram Mohan Roy in 1833, Devendranath Tagore, 15th May 1817 has been born and he died in 19 January 1905. Hindu philosopher, a great Hindu philosopher Devendranath Tagore and religious leader and active in Brahma Samaj. When Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Amita Sabha, later he changed into Brahma Samaj. Devendranath Tagore changed the Brahma Samaj meaning, that means society of Brahma. Brahma Samaj means society of Brahma. Also translated as society of God also. Two names, society of Brahma and society of God. Born in Shilaida. His father was the great, very good industrialist. Devendranath Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, grandfather, Gauraganath Tagore, his name. He had 14 children. Sixth children is Rabindranath Tagore. Here there is no time to write. When classroom starts, I will read all the 14 names. Here Devendranath Tagore laid 4 articles. He is saying the world is created by the universe, not by God. இந்த பிரபஞ்சத்தை உருவாக்குவன் யாரோ அவன்தான் முதன்மையான கடவுள். The one supreme being existed who created the universe. That means பிரபஞ்சத்தை உருவாக்குவனே முதல். There was nothing before that. பிரபஞ்சத்தை உருவாக்குவதற்கு முன்னால் எதுவும் கிடையாது. There was nothing. He alone is the God of truth. உண்மையானவன். பிரபஞ்சத்தை உருவாக்குவனே உண்மையானவன். Infinite wisdom. What is by infinite wisdom? Wise knowledge and having mercy. A person who having a mercy, Iraka Gunam, and very good knowledge is also the first one. And he alone is God of truth, infinite wisdom and goodnesses. What is the goodnesses? Normally living good. Nalla Varbavan. Even I can say many of the experienced person used to say, if you're not cheating, if you're not lying, if you're not cunning for the other things, even you never even worship God. Never used to worship God if you are a true person alone. Next, Pa, Shakti, and eternal. What is by eternal? Without end. There is no end. Our salvation depends on belief in Him. What is salvation? Preserve from harm. There should be, anyone say, you shouldn't do any harm even to the animals, even to the ant. That much salvation depends on belief in Him, the man who created the universe, I am saying, and is worship in this world and the next. After Him only other things. Belief consists in loving Him and doing His will. And we move on to the Keshav Chandra Sen. Another person, a religious reformer from Kolkata. He worked along with Devendranath Tagore also. He continues in the Brahma Samaj. Devendranath Tagore was a moderate reformer. Now the old things, he never used to follow the old things and new things. But his younger colleagues under him, the students, wanted a rapid change. Now the same thing he should take to the people. A new thing should be, rapid changes should be there. The greatest of this, Keshav Chandra Sen, 1838 to 1884. He was born 19th November 1838. A moderate reformer, not going extreme. And at Kolkata he had been born. And died on 8 January 1884 in the same Kolkata. He had 5 children and 10 grandchildren. That's a very important point. You should learn outside the text. Not only in the text, outside the text. 5 children and 10 grandchildren. How the Devendranath Tagore, Maharishi Devendranath Tagore had 14 children. Like that here. He joined the movement in 1857 during the First War of India's independence. But in 1866, a split occurred in the ranks of Brahma Samaj. The Brahma Samaj has started to broken. How now in ADMK seems to be broken with Edappadi and O.P. Pannirselvam. Like there was a controversy was there between them. Like that Brahma Samaj has been put down. Keshav left the Samaj and founded a new organization, Debendranath Organization. Thereafter carried to be known as Adi Brahma Samaj. Later on, Debendranath Organization is started, Keshav Chandra Sen. After some time, it be called, known as Adi Brahma Samaj. After Keshav had his 14-year-old daughter, a person, if you are a leader, if you are a head of the particular field, coming from field, you should be good. You should be a role model to the others. Then only others will follow. Like that here, Keshav Chandra Sen first was against the child marriage, polygamy, female infanticide. What Brahma Samaj under Raja Mohan Roy disliked, the form of God, like that. But here, when he went to the Adi Brahma Samaj, after Keshav had his 14-year-old daughter married to an Indian prince, this is disliked by many of the followers. Yes, son of Maharaja of Kuch Bihar. He gave his 14-year daughter to the Maharaj, to one of the Indian prince only written in the book, but he is being given to the son of Maharaja. Which place Maharaja in India? Kuch Bihar. That place. So, the opponents of the child marriage, who all opposed the child marriage, they left the Adi Brahma Samaj of India and started the Sadar Samaj. Sadhan Samaj. See that the Brahma Samaj after Devendranath Tagore had changed. After Devendranath Tagore along with Keshav Chandra Sen has changed into the another one, the Adi Brahma Samaj. He broke away from Devendranath Tagore, from Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and started the organization of the Devendranath Organization. Thereafter, it known as Adi Brahma Samaj. After Keshav had been, his 14-year-old daughter had been married to an Indian prince. A controversy appeared between the who and all against the child marriage, came out of the Adi Brahma Samaj and started the Southern Samaj. He died in Kolkata on 8 January 1884. We move on to now Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. He was also against the child marriage, polygamy, female infanticide, all the reformers. Only after some time, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, little bit change in his reforms. Though he also wanted only one God, but he was against some, he believed the ancient scriptures of the Vedas. Dayananda Saraswati. Now move on to the Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Another outstanding reformer in Bengal was Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, born on 1820. Yeah, born on 1820. 26 September 1821 in the other books at Galad in West Bengal. Galad, Glad, Galad in Bengal, and born on 26 September 1821 and died at 29th July 1891 at Kolkata. He studied Sanskrit College and in University from 1829 to 1841. He made his studies in Sanskrit College and University in Kolkata from 1829 to 1841. He ruined the Vidyasagar. What is the meaning of Vidyasagar? From Sanskrit College, a name is given. Chandra Sen only his name, Chandra Vidyasagar. And he has given the title of Vidyasagar. Ishwar Chandra is name, and the Sanskrit college has given Vidyasagar a name. What is the meaning of Vidya? Vidya means knowledge. Sagar means ocean. Ocean of knowledge is having. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. While Ram Mohan Roy and others looked in Western rationalist. What is the meaning of Western rationalist? A person who bases their opinion and action on reasons and knowledge rather than religious belief. Their opinion, believe the religious sentiments, what they are in the mind, that is called hereby look to Western rationalist. A person who bears the opinion and actions on seasons and knowledge rather than religious belief. They won't believe the religious belief like the reformers wanted. They say the religion may be having all the things, the superstition belief, all the things. But here he is a Western rationalist, ideas to reform the society. Through the Western rationalist only we can remove, how Raja Ram Mohan Roy said, through the Western education only we can eradicate the social beliefs, social evils. Whatever the social evil happening in India, that can be eradicated. That's why Western education should reach in the schools as well as especially to the women's Western education to be taught. Even Bharadiyar said before, the Hitler said, the Bharadiyar during the days itself when he lived he said, அடுப்பங்கரை வரைக்கும் பெண்களுக்கு கிடையாது, அவர்கள் வெளியே வந்து சுதந்திரமாக தன்னுடைய இஷ்டம் போல் வாழ வேண்டும் என்றார் சொன்னான் மகாகவி பாரதி. We can remember that words. Here also Western rationalist ideas to reform the society, சமூகத்தை மாற்றங்கள் through the Western rationalist. Vidyasagar argued that the Hindu scriptures were progressive. Olden scriptures, Olachivadigal, what written in that we should follow. Even the Vedas is very good. In Vedas also, they never said a woman should fall into the, after the death of the husband, they should fall into the pyre of the husband, 6 foot pyre of the husband. Even Vedas never told. Even the scriptures, this and all the Hindu beliefs, they never written in the Vedas or in the scriptures of the Hindus. That's he differs. Keshavcha Ishwar Vidyasagar. He provided evidence from the scripture. He showed to everyone that even in the scriptures, even in the Vedas, see, there they written to follow the various gods. Where is there to fall into the 6 feet fire? Where the female infanticide, early inscription, no nothing. He showed the evidence to the people, to the society, to change. Evidence from scriptures that there was no sanction for burning of widows. There is no written in that burning the widows compulsory or voluntary, they themselves moving into. Most of the things are compulsory only. There is no in the inscription. And also harming of widows, burning of widows, or for the prohibition of the remarriage of widows. There is nothing there in the Vedas or in old inscriptions. The widow should marry. They shouldn't marry. There is no evidence. Show the evidence. The scriptures, they are never written. He wrote a number of perennial tracts. What is by perennial tracts? Controversial argument. If one of them will be saying his views, another person will be against his views. That is the meaning of the perennial prohibition of remarried widows. He write number of perennial tracts against this, against this sati, wise dani, female infanticide. He was against that. Show the evidence of in scripture. There is nothing. Widow can remarry. That is the meaning of perennial tracts. He argued and was the pioneer of modern Bengal prose. Very good knowledge. He played a leading role in promoting the education of girls. Today now see, all the women are educated. Even a plus 2, 10 students who are being educated going for the job. They are knowing all the things. Western ideas have been brought. Only to change the social evils, not for the other things. He dedicated his whole life for the betterment of the child widows. I already said child marriage. All the reformers are against the child marriage. Yesterday in my lesson, day before yesterday, I said that children are married at 9 years. The boys are married at 14 years. If a 9 years old husband is died, what about her condition? 9 years old become widow. If in our house something happened like this, we can tolerate, we can follow that. No, nothing. The movements led by Vidyasagar resulted in the Widows Remarriage Reform Act was abolished. 1856, the Governor General by Lord Wellesley. Lord William Bentinck abolished sati by the influence of Raja Ram Mohan Roy under the Article of 21, 1829. Here Lord Wellesley. 1856, this act was intended to improve the lot of child widows and save them from the perpetual widowhood. What by perpetual widowhood? Consuming for everlasting. After this Remarriage Reform Act have been 1826 have been brought down for the remarriage. The younger widows, child girls have been widowed. They can remarry. This reforms are brought in 1856. He said, intended to improve the loss of child widows and save them from perpetual widowhood. Perpetual means everlasting. It should be everlasting. It should not be bring back again. It should be everlasting. Everlasting. That is the meaning of perpetual. Once the reforms have been done 1856, that should be again. We move on to the other topic of Partner Samaj. Time now. Much. We can stop here. I will send the homework. Only the questions and the things I will be given. You should go through the books. It will be one more revision for you. For good sake only. Not taking the answer from the book. Search there. It may be a revision by searching, by hunting. All the things can be not done by the teacher. You should search by the topic. Thank you very much. We move on next Wednesday to Partner Samaj. Next week I may be probably completing this lesson, 2 or 3 classes. Thank you very much. Learn the topic also. Learn the topic. Because we have, the teachers are straining a lot to take this for betterment of your use only. We are going for the online classes. Thank you. Have a nice day. And this session is dedicated to one of the greatest person, the Hindu Mullani leader, Ram Gopal, who had been expired yesterday night. evening or night, we can dedicate this session, this Keshav Chandra Sen topic, Maharishi Devendranath Tagore, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and Raja Ram Mohan Rai topic is dedicated this session to Ram Gopal, the Hindu Munani leader, the man who had been having the Hinduism. Because of him only the Hinduism was prevailing in Tamil Nadu. Because once a political party, I don't want to mention the name, they told in the brought a reform, this year there should be no littering the Kartige Devam in the Tiruparangundram near Madurai, in the hill of Tiruparangundram. Against the political party, with a group of people, he went to the mount and lit the lamp of in the Tiruparangundram Murugan. Thank you very much.